Hello, everyone. This is me, Ronnie, Hart Pickers from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and we got Mr. Golden Finger Picker from Florida, sunny Florida.
Hello, hello, hello.
So, Mr. Chad, how's everything been going for you, brother?
Very good, very good. I've been able to spend some time with Kim, going out sourcing, and because I don't know if people understand how busy she is. I mean, with her study, uh, I mean, she was going over doing a quiz or a practice quiz today. It was 150 questions, and it was in this like some psychology type class. It's like 150. No wonder you're in there for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours. But yeah,
God bless her.
yeah. You know something? I'm just so proud of her. She can do anything, man. I mean, I don't know. She's a great example of if you want to do something, just do it. Just pull your pants up, tighten that belt up, and just do it because man, that sounds like Justin Starcher. Do I have a sense? I think you put out a video today, dude.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah, we're really excited. She's got 3 more weeks for this semester, but I was able to do a video with her yesterday. We went out sourcing, we did a little short haul video, and she got to show off her Starbucks collection. So if you haven't seen that, guys, go check it out on the channel. And she's really excited. She goes, I miss doing this. I miss doing this. And she goes, I really want to do some more. And so she actually committed to Thursday night. We're going to do a live show. So Kim and I, check us out Thursday night. She'll be in her office on her computer, and I'll be on mine. So yeah.
Is that going to be like a weekly thing, or is that going to kind of just spur the moment come?
Yeah. I know she loves when we do our videos. She loves it. She loves talking to people. She actually, all the time she's asking, "How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing?" She just asked yesterday how Mr. Sadie's doing because you're, the flood and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, he's coming along. He's doing good. But I mean, she asks about a lot of people and she misses everybody. And we were sitting in the car yesterday right before we did the video, and she's like, let's do this. I miss it. I miss it. She goes, 3 more weeks, 3 more weeks. I promise I'll be with you. We're going to go out and we're going to do this stuff that we love to do. And so it's awesome. She's doing her. This is something she's always wanted to do, and she's been doing it. She's been very successful. I don't see how she does it. She's like a 4.0 college student. It's like, what?
She's
I
a
could
smart
never do
one.
it. Yeah, she is smart. I don't know how somebody like me got hooked up.
Dude, unfortunately, your kids got your genes.
Actually, Levi's actually very smart, and Logan is more street smart than book smart. But actually, they got my like craziness stuff. But like Levi's a business genius, man. A lot of people don't know that story, but yeah, we'll get
Well,
into
good,
that sometime.
good for him.
So, what you been up to this past week?
Um, just been saucing, man. Been just hitting anything that looks like I might find something for you, but it doesn't matter if it's estate sales, if there's 2 yard sales. I was attacking up thrift stores, and a lot of the stuff I'm just finding is selling. It's like it's selling quick. I'm finding a lot of harder to find things, and when you find that stuff, you price it, and you're getting good money for it. It's gonna move.
That is so motivating for stuff like that to happen. I mean, I had an awesome week the past couple of weeks. It's just like, daggone, I go out there and go to a garage sale this past weekend, get a pair of Oakley sunglasses. I wasn't sure what they were, but for $30 and they looked awesome, yeah. And man, they sold within 24 hours for $320. Actually, 24 hours, I said. Actually, just a couple hours maybe.
Well,
But
now,
yeah,
what was so special about those? Because I seen those, and
I
holy,
asked the guy, I flat out asked him, I said, what is so special about these glasses, man? He says, first of all, the Juliets were the best glasses that um, Oakley has ever made. And he says the combination, the X metal, it's like the two-tone metal, and the color, the igniter, I mean not igniter. It's the color of the lenses with that particular. He says I'm missing that from my collection, and I want it. I mean it's like wow. But yeah, it's the combination of the X metal. It's like it was a two-tone metal and the lenses. So, and he was really excited to get them at the 320. He says, I'm going to take them in and have the nose piece done. He says, and I'll have about $400 in them, and I'll be good to go. I'm like, damn.
what are they? No, do they? Are they still making? Is that model discontinued? Do they still make them?
They make the Juliets. Okay, they're called Juliets, the Oakley Juliets, and it's the best one that they had made. And I think they still make them, but just different versions of them. So
Pretty cool.
yeah, it was cool, and I bought them off of an F-35 fighter pilot. That was cool, you know. And I even went back the next day, and we stood there and talked for like an hour. And I mean, he was so humble. I mean, you know, an F-35 pilot. That's the new fighter jet, and you could see how these pilots could be some cocky guys, right? He was very humble.
Chad was having a man crush.
I told him that. I said, dude, I said, I hope you don't mind a man crush, and he just died laughing. I mean, because he understood. He goes, dude, I am the same way. I see him fly. He says, I just can't. It's like talking to him was like kind of like talking to me because he's very passionate and he loves what he does, and so we just had that connection, and it was really neat. And I don't know. It was cool. You could tell that he had that fire, that passion for what he did, and he loved every second of it. And yeah, dude, you snagged up. You sent a little video when you were out picking the other day. You sent a little video of like snapback hats in your front seat of your car.
Oh, I found a bunch of I went to a estate sale, and it's really crazy that I find a lot of like vintage snapbacks at estate sales, but usually one or something, and I'll get $30, $40 for it, sometimes less, But I came across a bunch of new tag ones, and they were I don't have the hats with me, unfortunately, but they were you can look them up, sport specialty, their script style. I did a few videos ago over the weekend about them, and they're really desirable hats. They were made in the 90s, and found 8 of them in another style of hat called a shark tooth. And anyway, that style hat, I've sold 3 of them already for one for 70 and 2 for 76. So, I paid $25 for 9 hats, and they've been.
So they had no idea.
Nah, there was a lot of other hats, and I was talking to Rudy about this earlier. Like the other ones, kind of like were different brands, but I probably could have got them all for like $1 if I just said I'm gonna buy them all. But I wasn't sure like if I was gonna really hold on to them or anything like that. Once again, the hats, one's made by Logo Athletic. It's called a Shark Tooth, and the other is by Sport Specialties, and it's called Script. And you could definitely tell the style. You understand why they got the names they got. And there's other hats that bring pretty decent. I tried talking a little bit about it, but I mean, it's been done a lot in the past. It's kind of a market that's kind of died down. That was really hot probably 3, 4 years ago, I could have doubled or tripled my money on those hats. I mean, they could have been as much as $200 a hat.
Wow.
3 years ago. I mean, that would have been $1,500 probably score. But it's just like anything goes up and down, and there's no reason for it. Styles, fads go in and out, and it's just crazy because back when those hats were in style, the fitted hats were all the new thing, and nobody wanted to mess with the snapback hats anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's in the chat talking about like pilots and stuff. And I tell you what, he started out as just a Air Force like military police, like security police, and he said he worked the gates, and then he got his flight school. He got his commission in flight school, and man, I tell you what, he just very he. I mean, I was asking. The F-35 is kind of like top secret and stuff, and I was asking him all kinds of questions about like, now, how many different variations are there? He's like, well, you got the kind that can take off from the aircraft carrier vertical, and I'm like, can you tell from like the ground what kind it is? He goes, well, no, they have a thing like for refueling over the behind the pilot for this and that, but yeah, very humble, and he said that there are a lot that actually give pilots bad names as far as because we were talking about that, and because I gave him a compliment on how humble he was, and yeah.
I mean, he sounds like a cool guy. I mean, it sounded like it was a fun little afternoon.
Yeah, I got the the face mask shields that go up from his helmet. I got 2 of those, and some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Oh, let's see.
I know I can't wait for yard sales to start to pick up here, dude. I'm feeling it. I'm thinking this weekend. If the weather is good, check my phone right now for the weather. But I don't even have my phone on. My phone ran out of juice when I was out.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, I'm really excited about yard sale season. Just the stuff that we find at yard sales. It's like through the winter time, there are some yard sales and stuff, but typically we rely on the flea markets and the thrift stores and stuff like that. But when the yard sale season hits, you see me starting to get kind of happy, and I'm sitting here saying, bam, $250 for this chess set that I only paid $5 for at a garage sale. Those are where you find your home runs. And I'm in the process of doing a video right now. It's over the past 2 months, my actual home. It's like my 101 video where I just show items I sell, and I did one bread and butter items. Well, this one's going to be my home run video, so it's going to be the past 2 months, $100 plus items, over the past 2 months, and I'm excited about it, and I'm proud of it. It's not real. I don't want it to be a bragging video, but that's kind of what it is. It's like I'm really excited. It shows people what yard sales really do, because most of those are since yard sales started. So we got all kinds of things going, and we're excited about tomorrow night. I'm going to be on the Walking Pickers show. We're going to continue on with the auction chat that we started on Friday, because there's so much more to it, and he asked if I would come on and talk about like calling in your bid, how you can do that. You can do a live on the phone bid at a lot of auction houses. We're going to talk about 8mm movies. I got a film editor, and I'm going to show everybody how you can use one of those to take good pictures if you want to get into the 8mm movies. So yeah, all kinds of good stuff.
I just, dude, I'm like a meth fiend, man. Dude, just waiting for the next fix. It's got to come. Hey, I don't remember what that show was, dude, but that's chomping.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. I mean, right now, guys, once the yard sale season starts, don't oversource. There's nothing wrong with sourcing a lot as long as you get it listed, okay? That's one of the things I'm really going to concentrate on, is not filling up more of my garage. Whenever I go out and source stuff, I want to get it listed that day or maybe the next day. And I've actually been pretty good at that lately. But if you can do it, if you can get the stuff listed, you run your thrift stores throughout the week. Estate sales typically start on Thursday and they run through Saturday, and then your garage sales through the weekend. And that is the best time of the year. And I just wish I lived. I mean, I don't wish I lived, but Rudy, you know how we were always talking with Rudy and he was always out on Sundays at yard sales? It's like, dude, and he's scoring all kinds of stuff at yard sales on Sundays.
Yeah, he's kind of cut back on the Sundays a little bit, but he's still. It's all day Saturday though. It's still like 3 o'clock,
Yeah,
4 o'clock. I mean, and I'm kind of the same way. I mean, I'll go out till the sales kind of stop. I mean, there was somebody that just asked a question a second ago. Do you go out early or later in the morning? And I tell you, for right now, I'm start like as early, and then whichever ones, because some at 7, somebody's starting one at 10. I
yeah,
go one area and I start coming back and hitting those stragglers that opened up later. And you know what? You just never know where something might have been priced too high early in the morning. They're willing to kind of get rid of it a little later in the day. They see there's not a lot of action at their price. Or, you know what? A lot of people just, it just depends. Being at the right place at the right time and just, you know.
yeah. I mean, I was Saturday morning. I was out at 7 o'clock, and I remember sending you and Dusty a message saying, "Get up, boys! I'm already out hitting these yard sales." And I think you may have been on your way out, or was it raining?
It was raining, but we did go to
Yeah,
a estate sale. No, it was rained earlier in the day, but there was two. I mean, I went to two, two yard sales. I mean, I went to that one estate. No, two estate sales. The first one, I only found a sweater. I went there for a knife, and we were about 45 minutes late to get in there because it was a little bit across where we are. It was about 40 minutes away, and it was just too, we just didn't get up and get out in time. And I checked for this knife, and I did all the research, and was like, all right, I can pay this much for it. And when I got there, I was like, where's that knife? And the guy's like, oh, that sold early on. And I was like,
yeah,
ah.
yeah, yeah. But man, I tell you what, this should be an exciting time for everybody as far as reseller. I know some of you guys up north, you haven't quite gotten into that yard sale season. I mean, it was just snowing up there. It's like I feel bad for you, but it's an exciting time, and I think everybody should be excited for this because that's where it's at. If you guys, Ronnie, believe it or not, I've talked to some people and they strictly do thrift stores and they're resellers, and how much are they missing out on if they don't hit the yard sales, man? What area in this country? I mean, you could say I really don't have thrift stores, but what area in this country could you say there's just no yard sales during the summer?
There's always yard sales. Like,
Yeah,
even when I go home to New York, and my parents live in Cooperstown, it's like a small town. There's not a huge amount of yard sales up that area because a lot of the towns around it are small, or unless you're in Oneonta, which Oneonta is like it's kind of like a quarter of the no, probably a third or a half of the town is college kids, and they're gone for the summer. So there's not a lot happening in there. So we'll go out, and it's kind of fun hitting those country yard sales. They're held in a barn. They throw stuff everywhere, or those estate sales, and it's like there's two barns. Nothing's been gone through. It's kind of make a pile, and dally up your price. I mean, we used to go around as kids all the time, and I didn't know anything I knew now. We used to be looking for damn scrap metal and shit like that to get rid of. There's some signs that went to the scrapyard and everything like that. I'm like shaking my head now because it's like, oh, that was not a good idea.
yeah. Yeah, I tell you what. Once we're in full swing garage sale, this is how serious I am about it. I swear, if we have the Facebook group, the Reseller Society. If during this summer, Ronnie, I swear, if anybody complains about the prices of thrift stores during yard sale season, I think I'm going to boot them because it's like, look, if you don't like yard sale thrift store prices, you need to be hitting the yard sales. Don't even go in them. If you know. because there is a ton more stuff at these yard sales. Holy cow!
I love estate sales. I just love getting out of the element of going to a thrift store. I mean, that's what we have to do in the winter to survive here. And my niche is revolved around thrift stores. But it's fun for me to get out of that little circle and start to pick up other things that I usually don't pick up. I don't find at yard sale. I mean, thrift stores and stuff like that.
Right.
Like for me, I don't really find Amazon stuff at thrift stores here too often, or I'm too picky. I'm very picky about what I send in Amazon. It has to be a certain percentage, back of my return, and just because Amazon's so picky with returns, and you don't want to be sending something in there for me anyway and losing a ton of money on it, so it's kind of like, I'm very picky on what I send it, but I still do well. I still do $1,000, $2,000 a month on it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just can't. I was just telling Kim, it's like, oh, I'm so ready for this, and it's just, man, and it's 10 times better when she's with me. I mean, I went out by myself this Saturday, but it's 10 times better. And if you have a spouse that enjoys it also, it's just, man, you're on top of the world doing what you love to do, and find it. Even if you don't find huge treasures, I mean, there's always the bread and butter stuff. So, yeah, I saw Andrew in the post, the quiz. This, how do you say his name, Ronnie?
No idea, dude.
Kolozig.
Is that a real name?
Andrew Colo. That's not his real name because that's not what I talked to him on. But I don't think he was in a chat on when we talked about the Panasonic 8-track player that I got, and I see him in here, and I just wanted to thank him. And we're gonna have fun playing with it. So. Right
on.
Yes.
You get any new Selena stuff this week?
Dude, I have got some stuff coming. I did some auction stuff this week on eBay. I actually have the Selena movie film trailer. It's the 35 millimeter film. It's like this, but it's the actual trailer for the Selena movie. I got that. I got a the die-cast funny car. It's got Selena on it. Really had to end up overpaying for that, like I got it for $35, but I overpaid about $22 on it. But I wanted it, and I got a bunch of other little stuff, man. It's just gonna go into the collection.
How big is the funny car?
I believe it's huge. The guy only had $2 shipping on it. It's like, man. He was a brand new seller, and but I believe it's a 1/24 scale, so it should be about this big, and it's got an awesome graphic of Selena on the hood. So
that's just an odd combination of funny car and a Mexican singer.
Well, it was a sponsorship, of course. So. They got NASCAR with the peanuts on them, Charlie Brown.
Well, I mean, was she really on the funny car?
I would say she would have had to have been for them to produce it.
Okay.
I mean, I'll research some stuff. Yeah, it's probably a 118. But yeah, I haven't totally researched it. I saw it. I loved it. So I snagged it. But yeah. Got all kinds of good stuff. Oh, I did get this. This is from somebody that was in Canada that got a hold of me. He says, I know you love Selena. This is an actual 10 box set that I think it's worth about $50 on Amazon. And I don't even think there's one on eBay, but it's a 3 CD set. Really hard to find. And he did me good. And that's just what's awesome because he gave me a deal. He could have sold it and got more money for it. But I don't know. That's that friendly aspect of this community that, gave me a good deal on it, and I love it. But yes, that's the Selena minute. If anybody ever comes across anything Selena, feel free to get a hold of me, and we can make a deal.
Chad's pimping himself out here.
Especially if you live in Texas. Especially if you live in Texas. Go through those clothes on the racks, guys. If you live in Texas, go through those clothes.
I'm trying to think what else here. Oh, well, since we didn't really have a topic, if anybody has any questions, we can do our best to answer them. I don't care what they are, even at this point in the day. But actually, somebody asked if I was worried because a few of the things I sold, if I priced them too quick because I sold so fast. I mean, the hats and everything I priced pretty much where I thought they were fine, and I sold a pair of boots that I found these. When did I find these? Yesterday. I found these yesterday, and they're a pair of Aldens, however you want to pronounce that. And these are the second time I found these same boots. They're called the Indiana Jones Indy boot, and I paid $17 for this. I took pictures of My wife took pictures of it. I listed it last night, and it sold today for $300 shipped, $290 plus
cow.
plus $10 shipping. So that was very fast and very good. I was happy with that.
See,
I looked at it this morning because I didn't run a sale the day before, and I was like, oh, should I run a sale in my store? And I seen it had like 4 watchers in like 12 hours and like 70 views. So I was like, oh shit, that must be. And I said, I'm running a sale anyway. I hope it sells. And it sold. I knew it was going to sell.
Wow.
I was happy.
Dude, you could really put me to shame and do $100 plus, video, because literally like 80% of your stuff is $100 plus, and I think we need to touch on this again. No matter how often we talk about this, this is where location, guys, is really, really key. Ronnie is capitalizing on what's in his area. It's so obvious. Plus, he's educated himself to where he knows what to look for. But where he's at, these high-end clothing is just, I'm very envious because I see what he sells, and it's like, holy cow. It's just so impressive. And he does pay a little bit more for him, right, Ronnie? But you're still, your profit margins are huge.
I don't have no problem paying $17 for something if it's going to sell for, what is that? For almost $300 shipped. It was right around there. It's $289 plus $11. Yeah, $300 shipped. That's just what I love. It's just, my average sale is $55, and that's, and it's funny because I changed to charge shipping 2 months ago, and that's another topic everybody wants to talk about: free shipping versus non-free shipping.
God.
I charge shipping for everything now, a majority, like 95% of the things, and my average sale price is still higher than it was when I was giving them free shipping.
And I think, if I recall, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I've always been like, screw that free shipping, even though I do kind of, but I've seen Ronnie, and it's not because I've said it, it's just he's figured it out, what works good for him. But yeah, you see people transition in their businesses, okay? Like something that maybe you see me doing last year that I'm not doing this year, people are constantly transitioning. If a year ago today we were probably on a show and says Ronnie's saying I do free shipping on everything, and then today he's like, I literally charge for shipping on everything, and they're like, well, I thought you said last year. It's like people progress, people change, and I think if you don't see change in people's the way they're doing things in their business, then they're not adapting to the market change, the whole big picture. Um, I really think you want to see progression and changes in your business, because if you try to stay the exact same, then you're going to fall behind the eight ball. You're going to fall through the cracks. And I think with this business, and I don't think it's touched on as much as it needs to be, is literally how much you need to kind of change to stay with stay on top of everything. So
Yeah, I mean, at one time, eBay was pushing that free shipping thing like crazy, and I don't even think it matters anymore. The thing is, I think I can get away with charging shipping because I have higher quality items. And it's kind of like if someone's going to pay $300 for a pair of boots, they're not going to mind paying the $10 for shipping. You know, that's my, or they're going to pay $200 for a suit. They're going to pay $10 for shipping. I don't and my thing is, I'm just covering myself on returns for things not fitting. Um, because
which is
I don't do a chart, I don't do a shock restocking fee or anything like that. And I tell people straight out, like, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm worried about your returns," and it's like, you know what? If it don't fit, send it back. If it sells once, it's sold again. There's no just pay for the shipping. Don't worry about it.
yeah, and I think that's really important for to note that you charge the shipping on your clothing, because if they on a niche that has a lot of returns because it doesn't fit, if you did free shipping, you're going to eat that shipping. Okay. Now, I think as a clothing salesman that has returns, why not charge the shipping? And that at least because you're expecting a return, you're not going to eat that. That's the shipping's actually covered, and then whenever they ship it back, you're only out the purchase price. You don't have to eat that shipping out cost, and I just don't think you should have to. So that's a good business decision, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I don't do calculated either. I just give a flat fee for like men's dress shirts at $3.99. A pair of shoes, depending on how heavy they are, or between I do $7.99 or $9.99. Um, sport coat I do $9.99. The suit I do $10.99. And it's just that's just how I do it. I might lose a few dollars if it went to the West Coast because I have to maybe put it in a medium flat rate, and I think that's like 11.60 now or 12. No, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
1160, I think.
11.60. So I lose 70 cents, but I'm still. But then I send something to New York. It's only $6 to ship, and I'm getting $5 extra. And it's just I put a flat rate and that's it. Because I think it helps me get the West Coast buyers. Now, if I'm
Yep.
doing calculated, a 3-pound item is going to cost them like $16. A 4-pound item is going to cost them $18. Now, I'm cutting off California, which is what, a sixth of the country? It's like its own economy out there. I mean, so for me, I'm not going to do it. It's just, that's just what works for me, and everybody has to figure out what works for them.
Yeah.
And there's nothing right or wrong about it. You have to figure out what's right for you.
And I totally agree. I go by the assumption that people expect to pay shipping. I know a lot of people like the free shipping, but I just think and I feel, because when I expect to pay shipping, and it's just I don't know. It's a personal choice. You're right. Have there been any questions? Does anybody have any questions? If you like what we've talked about tonight, feel free to hit that thumbs up. We would appreciate it. Um, Somebody asked, oh shoot, oh, do I do garage sales? Do I do my own garage sales? It's been probably 3 or 4 years since we did a garage sale, and that's literally to get rid of the stuff that we have, not inventory. I have a hard time selling my inventory at garage sales. I'd rather give it away. Like I kind of purged some stuff, and I gave it away. Um, yeah, I don't think I would be a good garage sale person, especially with excess inventory. that I don't know. What about you, Ronnie?
I've never had my own yard sale. I've never. It just my wife when we were leaving the warehouse was like thinking about like, why don't we have something where people come in and we can get rid of this? And I'm like, no, I'm just giving it to the damn savers and picking up some 30% off cards. I just don't want to deal with people. That's why I'm in this business. I don't want to deal with people on a daily basis. You know, when I was in the restaurant and I had to deal with people with their stupid comments, and you know, like, hey, and you think I'm sarcastic? Like here, you should see me when I used to work at the damn restaurant because we were in an open kitchen. Guy would come up with me and be like, "There's a shell in my egg," and I'm like, "You're on Cape Cod, buddy. We got Cape Cod eggs here. They got shells in them." And the guy's like, "Okay," turned around, walked away with his plate. And I was like, "No." I told the waitress, "I was like, you want something?" No, I was only playing with him.
Yeah. Oh, picking up the pace, Ronnie. You see what picking up the pace said here? I just posted it.
We should have a pool for when Chad sends in his first. You know what? Hell has a better chance of freezing over.
Hold on a second. I have sent in Amazon before.
Have you sent in Amazon before?
Yes, I did.
I know you. Yeah,
Yes.
you did actually.
Yes, I did. I have done FBA. I actually have a selling account on Amazon, so
Did you sell anything?
you would have lost that boy. Actually, I sold some stuff. Yeah.
Now I remember it, but I kind of
Yeah.
forgot about it for a moment. That was a while back. That was at least a year ago, if not longer.
Vidbot says, you guys disclose what you make a month. We talk about it all the time. Ronnie went through his, I want to get to $10,000 a month. You know, I say it on a, now that we're getting into the busy season, I'm between 5 and 8,000 a month. My slow is like 3 to 4. But
I'm
yeah.
doing my taxes tomorrow. They're gonna see
Yeah.
what I make.
Yeah.
It's not gonna matter. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I talk about it in videos all the time. Last month was between eBay and Amazon about 10,000. So I mean, it's no big deal. I got it. eBay, PayPal sends out the forms, so it's like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about, buddy?
Yeah.
IRS watching.
Yeah. I think when we had our challenge, I think I did 8,500 that month, and it put me in a hospital. But but yeah, yeah, that's too much work for me. But yeah, I go at my own pace, and that's okay. This is what's pretty cool. And if I don't know if you guys know this about us, or there's a ton of people that do so much better than us. There's a ton of people that do less than us. I'm not intimidated by what anybody does as far as, you know, I don't compare myself to, I do me, and I talk about what we do, and you know, if 5 to 8,000 isn't good enough for you to watch my channel, then it's not. I have no problem with, you know, with talking about it, and I'm comfortable with talking about it. I'm not intimidated, or I feel it's successful. I'm happy with my life, and I'm happy doing what we're doing. And what do you think, Ronnie? I mean, you don't get
I know.
intimidated by people, do you?
No, I don't. I mean, you know, I love, you know, there's people I know that I'm, you know, very personal, you know, friends with that do 4 and 5 times what I do. And
Hmm.
I'm okay with that, you know, because I'm doing what I have to do to survive. I don't really necessarily worry about what somebody else is doing. I'm happy for them, you know, but you know, I do what I have to do. And like lately I've been saying I've been slacking off a little bit. You know, I looked at my numbers. I'm down about 5% for the year, even though I'm probably have only 25%. I'm down 25% of my inventory. Like I cut a lot of my inventory, and but I'm only down 5%. So I'm really picking a lot better stuff. I'm kind
Yeah.
of fine tuning what's selling for me versus what's not, and you know, you know, like I said recently, I'm gonna get to probably I want to start averaging between 12 and 15 on eBay, and it's probably gonna take a few months for me to get there. but it's not going to take long
Right.
because I already got everything in place. It's just going out, finding more stuff, putting it on. I already got all the systems in place, so it's just moving forward and kind of just running at it.
Yeah, and I think it's, and we talk about our journey. You've heard me talk the past 3 or 4 months about how I literally put eBay on the back burner because of Logan getting married and the baby coming. It's just other things in life, took precedence, but it's setting yourself up to where if you need to take that time off, then you can. And that's you hear us talk. We don't have any. Ronnie, there's been one cool thing about this, and I was thinking about this today. How people can't really call us out on anything as far as, like, oh, because I mean, it's like when you're honest with people and you just try to just genuinely be good and, just tell people how things really are, it's really hard to, to try to nail somebody to a wall, and I don't know. I love this, man. I love the whole aspect of what we do and this creative space that we're in YouTube, and man, I'm super happy with the way everything's going.
Yeah, somebody was just asking about whatever happened in New York Hustle Square and Forbes. I talk to Rudy and Square daily. There's not a day that I don't go by. I don't talk to one of those two. I mean, I'm still close with those. Jesse, I have not talked to in a while, and I guess it's just he's doing something totally different than what I'm doing. So, it's just I just haven't caught up and done
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Well, with anything else, people are going to come and go. I was just talking with somebody today that they had kind of stopped um, the eBay thing, and they sent me a message saying they found a 35 millimeter slide viewer, and they're looking to get back into it. And I'm like, oh, that's great to hear. And so it's people come and go. Life dictates a lot of things, and sometimes people have to take a step back, and they're trying to do this, and they're not quite ready, and they need to take a step back and work on something else, and then try to come back. I mean, it's not all success all the time. There's failures, and it's how you deal with the failures and spring back from them that's going to make you a stronger um, business person when it comes. Because man, you don't hit success that first time. uh, but we've all fallen down before, and it's just get back up and try it again at a later time if that's what you need to do. No judgment here in this community.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy, I'm comfortable where I am, but I see a few things I want to accomplish this year, so it's like, okay, the money, I gotta kind of pick up the pace a little bit with the sales to accomplish, the extra things you want. There's a few of them, unfortunately.
It never goes backwards, man. It never the more money you make, the less you spend. It never goes that way. It's always no matter always, always, always. It's
I mean,
the more you make, the more you spend.
that's what happened, dude. I got two car payments now. It's like I had the warehouse for a while. It's like I was spending more money than I was, making $80,000 a year being a chef. It was just crazy. It's just, but I'm cool with that in a way. It's like
Yeah.
but we'll probably go back to one car because we really realize that we don't need two vehicles.
Speaking
It's
of,
like,
yeah, with a picker, being a picker or a thrifter or something, we bought a brand new Jeep February of 2014. And so it's just over 2 years since we bought that. We've got over 50,000 miles on that Jeep. So yeah, and I wouldn't buy a brand new car and use it as your picking car because you're gonna just lower the value every day that you're driving that thing. So
well, no matter what car you get, it's gonna get killed. I mean,
yeah, but you can still sell a Jeep, 3 years, 4 years later, if it's got 20,000 miles or 30,000 miles after 4 years, it'll still get a nice, man, we're gonna run that engine out before before it's paid off.
I mean, with the newer vehicles, you can literally put 150, 200,000
Yeah.
miles on a vehicle now. It's not like the cars of the 70s and 80s. I mean, they've gotten so much better. I mean, our Camry is 3 years, a little over 3 years old. We bought that brand new. That has 65 on it, I think.
Yeah.
The reason why that doesn't have 75 is because the damn truck guy put 12 on that in the last 7 months. So that car would have had probably close to 80. I told my wife that if we only had that as the one car, that thing would have had 120 by the time 5 years.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Jeep is the perfect size. We can haul pretty much whatever we want to. We don't really do furniture, so we don't have to worry about that. So, do we have any questions, guys? Ronnie, or did you post any in there that we haven't answered? Oh, what do I think about Freddie Mercury? And do you enjoy his music? Yeah, I like Queen, and I like the older stuff. Well, of course, it's all older since he died, but but yeah, I enjoy it. Yes, very talented, very talented. We got the Jeep Altitude. It's the whole blacked out version. The rims are all black. Everything. The whole damn Jeep is black. There's no. It's the blackout model. Do you guys send a prepaid label and deduct that from their return account, or leave it to the buyer for returning at their cost? Um, I that's a good question, because I know good customer service. You can say, even if it doesn't fit, Ronnie, have you done this? Because I've actually done this for somebody. I said I can provide you with a label, and I'll just deduct it from the refund, and they were perfectly happy, even though they're supposed to. It's just kind of a assistance.
I've never done it. Most of the people, when they return something, because I'm in the automated returns, they get a label from eBay, one way or the other. Either they're bringing it back and shipping it to me, or if I'm at fault because it was a flaw or some type of error in it, eBay's giving them the label, and then it's coming out of my account either way. That's why I kind of got into that automated thing, just to have them deal with it, and that way I wouldn't have to. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, half my returns still come the old-fashioned way. Hey, can I return this? I need your address. Blah blah blah. No big deal.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, let's see. Any more questions, folks? We're 50 minutes into the show. We run about an hour. I see Cherry Vintage. Hi. We see Andrew Foxy Reselling. That seems like a new name. Have you been around for a while, Foxy? Miss Sally 32, Brett Luckett, Picker Smurth. Hello, Joni Kramer. I tell you what, guys, tomorrow on the Walking Picker Show, I'm going to be talking about something that Joni picked up at an auction that is just super awesome and super, super rare. And it's just cool. It's so cool that it would be perfect here, but there is no way I'm going to pay that kind of money for it. But yes, we got Thunder Picker, Cherry Vintage, the Butler. Oh, by the way, that's on the Walking Pickers channel, Chris Carone, and I'll be on there tomorrow night with him. So make sure you come and support that show. And then come and support our show, Kim and I, on Thursday night. So, yes. There's Half-Ass Picker. That has got to be the coolest name out there. The Crazy Card. Ooh, there's Drew, California Pickin'.
Where's he been hiding?
I don't know. Last time I heard from him, he found some really cool stuff. And He finds some. It's like priceless art in the trash all the time. He always finds like priceless stuff in the trash. Chad, what did you sell your Ghetto Blaster for? That sold for $450 shipped, and it was $400 plus $50 shipping, and it went to New York. Of course, it had to go all the way to New York. um, let's see.
Somebody asked, do you think it's worth parting out Bose subwoofers?
Absolutely. Well, hold on. Not taking the actual subwoofer apart, but if you have like the box and the boxes are heavy, I would pull the speakers out and sell those separately. Test them first though with your amp meter. What?
Deb said maybe you could make it 7 for 7 this week on shows every day of the week.
Hold on a second. This is the first show I've been on this week.
No, but you have today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow with
I'm a guest
Rocket
on
Picker.
Chris's
No.
show. Yes.
No. Thursday with your wife. Friday with me and Pete on your chat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't plan it that way.
He's better than watching TV.
But dude, I tell you what, I will take Kim doing a show with her. Like all she's got to do is say hey, and I'm like I'm all in because I love doing stuff with Kim on YouTube. She's just so fun to be around, and I know we joke around a lot, and she busts my balls a lot, but yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to be on my best behavior on that. I can't troll Kim.
Yeah. She knows your phone number, so you better watch it. Yes, Kim is so nice. Kim is special. She's sweet. She is the best person I know. She has the biggest heart of anybody I know. Man. Yeah. Well, Kim misses everybody too. Trisha says we miss Kim. She really misses everybody, and we talked about that earlier. Chad, do you have a topic for Thursday? I can almost guarantee it's going to be like garage sale, and we're going to take a lot of questions and stuff. But she's so excited about the garage sale season, and we're going to get some Selena stuff in there. That's just how it is. Somebody asked if that was a new Selena shirt. That was picked up by Texas Gal Treasures down in Texas, and she gave me an awesome deal on it, and that's a really cool shirt. Look, go ahead.
I'll let you finish first.
I can't remember. Yeah, that's the Selena Dreaming of You shirt.
Now we know all your collections. Other than the Starbucks collection, does Kim collect anything else?
I know that's a yes, but I can't remember what it is.
Bad husband.
Yeah. Yeah, Pinch Pesos. I saw the Selena Mac collection. I don't know. It is done by her family. Her sister's heading that up, so I fully support that. It's Selena's family's starting a makeup line. I might get some stuff just to say I have, but I really like the older stuff. There'll always be new stuff coming out, like that, and I'm just not that. I like the hard to find, the rare stuff, and but yeah, it'll be cool. Yes. Any more questions? Oh, Ronnie, how's it going without the warehouse?
It's going good. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, we're running tight on space out of the spare bedroom, and especially since in 2 months we're going to have our brother, mother, and sister-in-law coming here. So for like 2 weeks, I'm going to put them all to work. It's, slave labor camp. But other than that, no. I don't. It's running tight. But the problem is, I would go out and look for another place, But the biggest problem I'm going to have with that is I want to buy a house this year, so I don't want to get carried into a lease. So I think what I'm going to do is get another rent another storage unit, probably 10 by 20, and one's for our personal stuff and one will be for the eBay inventory. And since I store it a lot better than I did the first time I have it, I think it'll be very manageable, and I think I'll be happy with the setup.
Right on. Yeah, I was kind of wondering how you would be able to adapt. I mean, that place was so big and it was so, but I knew it was causing you a lot of like frustrations.
Well, I couldn't list because I'd be there for 4 hours. I'd be freezing my ass off.
Or
Or
burning.
in the summer, August, man, it was.
Yeah.
I'm dying. I have the fan on me, but every time I'm trying to do something, the fan blows. It's blowing things off my desk, and I'm like, It was just. It was just. I jumped into it way too soon. Then it just. That's what happens when your wife goes away on vacation to England and you're left and you're like, hey, honey, I got a
Yeah.
warehouse. But for 18 months, I had to hear about it. It did not go over well.
Well, Ronnie's always been good about when his wife goes out of the country, he ends up buying something or getting something. But this last time she went, you didn't really. I mean, she even gave you the authority to buy a truck, and you didn't.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of. I just. We're still doing it. I think the thing I'm caught on is I just don't know what I want. I had this thing. Maybe I should get one of those Sprinter vans, and it was like, I don't know, maybe I need. And I was even getting to the point. Okay, we live up north. Let's get a 4x4 one. What's 50 grand? It's like, dude, that I do not want that to be my first Mercedes Benz. I'm sorry, 4x4, freaking huge ass van. Like it's like, nah. So I think probably what will happen is we'll get an SUV, probably a newer SUV, probably like a Ford, a Suburban or a Expedition, the extra long one, and they're the kind of vehicles I like. I'm comfortable. I love them. I'm comfortable driving big vehicles. I mean, I'm used to driving a 26-foot box truck for a few years.
Right on. Hello, Brooke Hayes. How are you doing, Brooke? Hello, Brooke. Brooke is so sweet. She's so nice. She never has anything bad to say, and she's just a pleasure to be around. She really is. She's very How do you say it? Compliment.
Complimentary.
Yes. Always, always. Such a very nice person.
She leaves those like 2 paragraph long
Yeah, it's like
comments.
I think that's so awesome that she takes the time to do that. I know we don't say it as much as we should, but we really, really do appreciate everybody watching and everybody leaving comments. We really, really do.
I have to
So,
catch up on my comments from like a week now. Unfortunately I've been so.
yeah,
It's really hard to make YouTube videos, and I kind of get an idea of a topic or something where I'll be studying something, and it's like I'll make a video about it, but then I'm right back to work or doing whatever I do. I don't edit nothing. I just make a video. Sometimes I screw up. Sometimes I don't. It's like one take, and actually I had to make 4 videos the other day. Because I kept on messing up. And then my wife's phone starts going off in the video. It was just like another time that there was landscapers outside. They got real close to the house, and it's like I was like, I play the video back, and you could hear the noise. I'm just trying to give a good product to people
yeah.
watching the video. I don't want to. At the same time, I'm not editing videos or anything
Well, I'll
like
tell you
that.
what, a YouTube channel lives and dies by its viewers. It really does. If you're putting crap out, these folks in this chat are not stupid, okay? They have a brain, and they can pick up on BS. So I think don't try to BS the people in the chat, is all I got to say.
Ronnie,
Go ahead.
Ronnie, do you think living in an affluent area benefits you because you may be more likely to cheaply discard clothing when trends trend or whatnot. I don't know. I just adapt to what sells on eBay and what I find. I mean, there's a lot of brands 2 years ago that I would have picked up, and I was at the thrift store today. I would have came home a lot of that stuff, but it's just not selling for me. If something's taken a year to sell, I don't care if I can get it for $2. I really don't, and I can get 25 for it in a year. Like
Yeah.
that's just too long. It's. I'm not gonna mess with that. No, I don't live on Nantucket. That would be. It would be. I think it would be cool to live on one of those islands for the summer. My wife wants to go there for like a weekend, Market Vineyard or Nantucket, and I think it would be really cool to like go to yard sales on the island because if you've ever been, I think the average home price is like $1 million. So I would think there would have to be some good stuff out at the yard sales or estate sales or something like that. But other than that, you got to take a ferry ride. It's like $50 in 2 hours.
Yeah. Andrew L., we're gonna hit your question. Sorry it took so long to get it. Dude, quit saying there's a roach on my wall. Chad, I have a bunch of old HP calculator power adapters. Would it be a good idea to buy a multimeter to test them? Guys, I tell you what, if you don't have a multimeter, you need to get one because you can pick up a cheap multimeter, like for instance, like this one, for like $5. It's just a little multimeter. You'd really be surprised what you can test with these. You can test speakers. You can test batteries. I always have batteries here, and I'm always checking I test my batteries before I test my items. You can check connections. Like the last time I had a Nerf Vulcan gun, and I put the batteries in it and put it in. The batteries tested okay, but for some reason, I checked the battery pack. The juice was coming out right, and the juice wasn't coming out from the two connections from the battery pack. So, and that's how I checked it was with this, and then I'm like, so I cleaned off the leads, and sure enough, that helped it. So, yeah, if you don't have a multi, you can get these $5 to $10, guys, $5 to $10. And if there's a lot of people that if you don't know how to use them for what we do, shoot, I'll make a video on how I use my multimeter to test things when it comes to reselling. And yeah, if you have those, I would suggest testing them. And just be careful. Learn how to use a multimeter when you have something plugged into the wall and you want to check and see the voltage. So yeah, that's what you'll need to do with those power adapters. I hope that answers your question, okay? Absolutely, because some of those old HP calculators are very expensive, and a lot of people want to get the power adapters for them. So, sure.
Yeah, there's some questions. I'll try to hit these questions real quick. Ronnie, do you think that you are able to sell higher price because you live on Cape Cod? Customers think your items are better because of where you live. No, I do not. I don't think it matters. I don't think people really look. They might see how close you are to how quick something might get to them, but I don't think you get any specific price better because of where you live.
Yeah, I think quality speaks when it comes to selling what Ronnie sells. Name and quality is just it's a whole nother level. It really is. With like those shoes that he got, those boots today, it's like, damn. I get excited. I get excited to sell a $150 pair of boots, man, and you're.
They retail. Now the problem is, I want to know who buys those retail for $523.
Oh my gosh!
Because I looked them up and I was like, wow, they pricey.
And we come across that a lot in this reselling. Like those who in their right mind is going to pay $300 to $500 for a pair of sunglasses? Who in their right mind is going to pay? Dude, when I saw that scanner for $500, it's like, who's going to buy a flatbed scanner for $500? Really? I don't. It's like we almost learned to like kind of stop questioning it and just accept it that people will pay outrageous prices for things. I mean, I pay outrageous prices for things when I really, really want them. So, yeah.
There was another one here. I guess I said his he already changed his question around. What I meant was, Ronnie, was that does living near a lot of wealthy people help because they give away a lot of good clothing?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess it does. And somebody's asking in the chat if I ever saw Providence. I was in Providence today. But it's just this stuff is out there. I mean, this whole area of New England, I think, a little bit more um, around Boston areas, around the Cape, even like Worcester area, Hartford area, like they people find good stuff there down in Rhode Island. I mean, it's out there. And I know people that live out in like Akron, Ohio, and they're coming across the same stuff I am, or people in Houston, or people in Detroit. So the stuff is out there. Maybe it's in the bigger cities, or maybe you just have to, the whole thing of going to one or two thrift stores. You got to go to. I go to a bunch of thrift stores, and I think that's the key is trying to hit as many as you can because eventually you're going to hit it somewhere.
Yes, I see Texas Scout Treasures. I was just talking about her earlier. Margaret, see the shirt? But yeah.
I don't even know if this is a legitimate question or not. Does a multimeter work on a Coleman lantern?
Hold on a second. Are you talking? Are you talking about the battery-powered Coleman lanterns?
I'm like thinking about I'm like, that can't be serious.
Hold on. Did Coleman make the kerosene lanterns? Or no, those are the stupid gas ones. No. Multimeters are for things electrical. I mean, you could. I don't know. I use my multimeter to make sure that there's a connection. There's not a broken wire. That's. Just kidding. Okay. Okay.
Somebody was curious if there's a lot of big heavy duty fishing gear up here, and there actually is. I come across at a lot of yard sales, but I don't really know a lot about the fishing stuff. I've come across a few reels, done okay. I've just missed out on a bunch of those tuna fishing reels, the gold ones. They're made by what the hell is that company? Last year I missed out on a few by accident, and it's like, man, they would have brought $500-$600 just for the reels, and I could have gotten them for like $1.50. It's like I would even pay $1.50 because they'd probably sell like that. I mean, this is the area they go tuna fishing here. I mean, I know people that do tuna fishing. I know people that were almost on the show. The hell is the name of that show? It was on National Geographic, I think.
Tuna fish. Tuna fishing.
A wicked tuna.
Oh yeah. You remember last year whenever I went out on a limb and bought that whole, oh my gosh, $750 for the deep sea fishing gear and lures that were like this big and trolling lures and I mean, I did well on it, but talk about taking a step off that ledge, going into a whole new world. It was a little scary, and Kim was like, "You just spent what?" Because she knew I didn't know anything about fishing equipment. But the deep sea trolling lures, I mean, there is some crazy money in that stuff, and I did well on it. I didn't do my typical, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, 100 times your money. But, for spending $750, I think I did more than doubled my money. So it was a learning experience, to say the least.
Was it Have you ever been to a police auction where they seize stuff?
You got to be careful with that stuff because, I mean, you see advertisements for it all the time, and it's not really what you think it is. Um, I've been to government surplus auctions, but I haven't done the police auctions because um, I don't know. Yeah, I somebody asked if I sell military stuff on eBay. Absolutely. You have to be careful with what you sell, but you need to know the rules of what you can and what you cannot sell. You need to learn the rules of what you can and cannot ship overseas. They will shut you down in a heartbeat for selling the wrong type of military or shipping it overseas when you're not supposed to. Absolutely.
I was just thinking of somebody that I knew when I used to sell cars, probably like 7, 8 years ago. They went to a auction in Boston, police vehicles that were seized and stuff like that, and stuff from like the that left at the airport or parking and stuff like that. And he said he was taking pictures. I remember, and he was showing me them later on, and the car was actually had bullet holes. Like it was like, oh man.
Yeah. Um, I do not think you can sell Purple Hearts on uh, eBay because Purple Hearts are supposed to be. I don't think you can. No. Infrared the night vision goggles. I just sold a pair of night vision goggles, but you cannot ship them outside of the country. Do you all do that yard sale 5 state wide in August? If you do, is it worth the trip? You know, there's when we were up in Indiana, it's called the Highway 50 yard sale, and that thing runs through Ohio, uh, Illinois, Indiana, and we used to hit that down here. Now I think it's called the Highway 10 or Interstate 10, something like that. We haven't hit that yet.
I've never. I think when we were going through Georgia, there was a huge one in Georgia.
Hmm.
When we were coming down one year or up, I don't remember. It was around this time of year. There was a huge one in Georgia, where maybe it just passed. And I remember like, oh, if we were only here around in the weekend, it was like in the middle of the week though. It was like I'm not staying around here for that. But what I heard from other people though, a lot of the time is you get just a lot of regular people like shop owners and people just trying to sell stuff, and it's some people do well, some people don't.
Right, right. Um, there's somebody just selling a Purple Heart. They said they couldn't do it morally. It really depends, okay? Just like saying Nazi memorabilia. Some people are saying it's morally wrong to sell it. But what we have to think about, guys, is I mean, we've talked about this before when it comes to stuff like that. Stuff, when we're talking about like slave tags or, stuff about nasty stuff that has happened in our history, okay? There are items from that history that that needs to be remembered, okay? And so many collectors, that deal in this is still doing it out of preserving history. Now, I would have a problem with and I've told this story before, but there was a skinhead at an auction that was bidding on a Nazi knife, and only because he had tattoos of swastikas and stuff all over his face, I decided to bid against him, and that's what I don't agree with. I believe in preserving history, um, but as far as that, I ended up winning it, and opened a blade, stuck it under my foot, and snapped the blade right in front of him, and everybody in the gallery kind of cheered a little bit, but yeah, I believe in preserving history. Something, and there are a lot of people that would buy a Purple Heart that's gone through an estate sale or something. They would display that and honor it. They really would. I mean, it's better than going through a trash, and there's so many people that would try to get it back to the family. So, be cautious. If you see somebody buying like a Purple Heart or selling one, I mean, there's reasons for it, and there's nothing wrong with preserving history. And
Yes, sir.
we've talked about that before. Morally, it's if you see something being done wrong, step in and do something about it. But if it's in good intentions, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with selling a German Nazi uh, wounded badge. It's preserving history. I mean, that's what it is. So
Right on there, sir. What
okay.
else?
Yeah, I'm not sitting here browbeating anybody. I'm not trying to do that. It's just, yeah, I mean, because when you do this stuff, you come across that type of stuff. So, yeah, I had a fake Iron Cross sold to me.
Well,
Yeah, you remember that one, Ronnie?
it was kind of traded to you, but yeah,
Yeah,
but it was still the
yeah,
same kind of deal, like kind of messed up that they didn't make it right.
yeah. I donated that to Eric Castle because he's a big military collector. So now he has something that he can use as a tool to show people in that realm, what a fake one looks like. I mean, so, but that's what we do.
Yes, sir. I think we're gonna start cutting this loose because we over an hour and 20 minutes at this point.
Oh,
So I want to thank you all for coming. If you like what we said tonight, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, it's okay. You can give us a thumbs down. It doesn't matter either way, really, tell you the truth.
it
Um,
does. Give him a thumbs up, damn it.
and if there's anything you want us to cover in the future, leave us a comment down below. Maybe we can see about touching on it. And any last words there, Mr. Chadwick?
Like you were saying earlier, we got a lot of stuff going on this week, so make sure you find us on YouTube. No, hit those yard sales this weekend, guys. I know I'm gonna be just regurgitating this all summer. It's If you're not out there doing it, then you really need to be, just like we told you about the auctions. And you'd be surprised, Ronnie, how many people messaged in the chat and sent me messages about how when we talked about going to auctions on Friday, how they're like, you know something, I went out and did it, and I'm glad I did. And I've had a lot of people message about, doing the auction thing. So that's awesome. But
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm still gonna get to one soon here eventually. Eventually, I'll get it going.
Right on.
I want to go when I go to New York. It's just less people, I think, less populated area. Country auction. That's where I feel
That's
that's
where
where
it's
it's at.
at. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Have a good night. See y'all later.
Thank you so much.